Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. My name's Alec, in case you didn't know, but I know you all do know, so just thought I'd say it anyway. Hello, Michael. Do you know what? When people comment before the stream, those comments don't actually come up in the list on Ecamm, obviously, because it's not live. But I'll just pop this one up anyway and say hello, Michael, and talking about the stream deck there. Hi, Paul as well, and hi, Greg. Got new toys. We do like it when packages arrive, don't we? And Paul, so you mentioned about your reloading your Mac Mini. I hope nothing serious has gone wrong. It's never a good sign if you've got to reload that. Hey, Sammy's here as well. How are you doing, Sammy? All good, thank you, Sammy. All good. And yeah, it's been quite a week today. I'm still a little bit tired, to be honest. I was thrown out of whack earlier on this week. I blame Ecamm Live. I had to stay up extremely late. I didn't go to bed until, wait for it, about 10 o'clock on Monday. I normally go to bed at 8 o'clock, and somehow staying up until 10 o'clock just threw my schedule all off. So, and the reason why I was staying up was because of I won the Ecamm Live family dinner last month for posting a bit of a silly picture of myself, really. And then they've got another one on this month, which is if you post, a screenshot or a list of your going live checklist, then you can win this month. I know, Sammy, 10 o'clock. I know. So yeah, definitely head over and do that if you haven't done it already. And that was basically, got to have a Zoom call with the two other winners, and that was Sherwin from Faith News Admin and Jan Keck, both obviously active members in the community, and then also Diana Gladney and Caleb from Ecamm was there. So that was all good. And by the way, I could not believe it that one of the other winners, Sherwin, is actually in Thailand. He's a Thai guy running a Christian channel here in Thailand, and what are the odds? Two of the winners. I thought I was all on my own out here, so that's good. And when they sort of ease the lockdown restrictions over here, then we'll definitely have to have a meetup. I kind of jokingly said about it in one of the posts on the Ecamm Live group about maybe the next Ecamm meetup should be in Thailand. Well, perhaps now we can actually make that happen, but not for a while, I don't think, because Thailand's going back into lockdown at the moment. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, a few other things. What's Paul saying? Had a major problem Saturday after 4 trips to Genius Bar, many calls and hours on the phone. Oh no, with support and 5 restores, we're now. That sounds terrible. Let's hope it's all a success and you're sort of back on track. Technology is wonderful, isn't it? Until it fails. Hey, Eileen, nice to see you. It's always nice to see your face pop up on the stream. So it's. I thought what I'd do is I'll just give a little bit of an update on my sort of progress with my 100 in 100 days, 100 videos in 100 days. I love my Mac. Yeah, we all do, don't we? Imagine what we'd do without them. I've moved my scenes around a little bit because I've got my teleprompter set up. That's something else that happened this week on the advice of Mr. Keith Pelzer. You've perhaps seen my video, but the Desview T3 and the Lilliput A7S. So I've actually got my thing up, which was a bit disconcerting really looking at myself, but I thought, well, if somebody joins me on the stream a little bit later, then yes, I'll be able to actually look at them and look at the camera at the same time. But I have moved all my panels around. So anyway, this is what I was looking for. Where is it here? This one. So my progress, we're at day 71. And so far, I've done 78 videos. So technically, I've got a week in hand. I could take a week's holiday, couldn't I? I'm not going to do that, though. 197 subs and 883 hours and 9,000 views. Actually, I've artificially inflated that. It was actually 8,980 something, but I couldn't fit that all in, so I just rounded it up. So you'll have to forgive me for that. So that's where we are with that. Now, I mentioned last week about TikTok, didn't I? And I'm afraid, guys, I've been letting the side down with TikTok a little bit. My plan with that was to do 5 videos a day, but I have failed abysmally at that because I think all week I've only put out 5. And that is largely because, first of all, I got up late on on Tuesday because of that late night. And then I've had a few other things come up just sort of in the middle of the week where I've been my early mornings have been taken up by other things, all great things, but it's just meant that I haven't had quite the same time in the morning to make the video. So I'll have to get back on it on next week. So we'll see how we go on with that. I'm just going to put my little join link if anybody... Oh, thanks, Eileen. You're an inspiration, by the way. I love how you're just on everything straight away. Anytime anything new comes out, you're straight there on it. So I'd love to hear how you're getting on with the Amazon Lives, by the way. I saw you post about your first one and watched that. So yeah, I'll be right behind you as soon as they let me join. But apparently I don't carry enough influence in the world yet with my 197 subscribers. So I failed to get access. But as soon as I do, I'll be right there. You know I will. Yeah, it's quite interesting. That is the Amazon platform. I watched Doc's done a couple of interviews with people about Amazon Live, and so yeah, it certainly looks something interesting. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought a little bit there, but yeah. So let me put my link up. That's what I was going to do. I got distracted there for a moment. Quite right. Me neither. I wouldn't be a member of any club that would have me. So let's have a look for this one. There we go. So if anybody wants to jump on, feel free to use that link. And yeah, this week I've got to start by mentioning somebody in the community that we've lost this week, Jake Galvin. And I didn't really know him, but somehow his passing had like a big impact on me, because he was somebody that was such a, always there in all of the chats, in the comments. He was at Doc's office hours, not last week, the week before. And I don't know, he was just such a had a sort of shining positive energy about him. And I still can't quite comprehend, that he's passed on. And yeah, it's really, it sort of really threw me. And for somebody that, as I say, I didn't know him well or anything like that, but he's just had such an energy, and I can't quite comprehend it. But what it sort of made me think about was how, all of this community, all of you guys and girls, all of the people in the sort of wider community, how we are all there rooting for him, rooting for each other rather. And yeah, it's just such a sort of wonderful community to be a part of, that these people that, we ostensibly never met. And, oh, sorry, Alien. Yeah, he had COVID and died of a heart attack, earlier this week. So I'm sorry if you're just hearing this from me. But yeah, it's sort of kind of inspired this, really, in terms of, that we're all here helping each other. And, with Doc's office hours, the fact that we've got a group of people who are from such a diverse range of backgrounds and locations, doing such, a diverse range of things. I'm doing my tech thing. You've got other people doing, yoga, crafting, all sorts of different backgrounds and things that everyone's doing, but everybody's all rooting for each other. And the sort of power of the group is, it's Doc's group, obviously. So it's buymeacoffee.com/DocRock if you want to join this group of like-minded people. And we're all rooting for each other. And when I joined the group, I had already sort of planned to do my YouTube thing, obviously, and I'd got my first live stream scheduled for 77 days ago, or whatever it was, 71 days ago, and I'd signed up to Doc's group and was joining that on did my live stream sort of Saturday morning, and then Sunday morning my time was going to be the first entry into or first session of Doc's group for me. And I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. And I thought, well, maybe it's Doc, and but it's so much more than that. It's all of the people. And I remember sort of, the screen loading up with the first Zoom call and all of the little faces populating as the meeting started, thinking, who are all these people going to be? What are they all going to be doing? What's the vibe going to be like of this community? And the first words that were uttered on the meeting was Mr. Rob Voles, and he just said, "Well, it looks like we've got a new member in the group. Hello, Alec." And I just thought, well, from right off the bat, it was just such a welcoming community and such a great bunch of people as well. And so that sort of inspired this really as well, is just that the stuff that I'm doing now is being motivated in a large part by everybody else in the community and what everyone else is doing. And every time we have one of these Saturday sessions, Miss Eileen is joining. Let me bring Eileen in. Guest 2. Let me just bring up a different scene. Whoops. There, we've got Keely in the middle. 1 second. Oh, where have you gone? I've lost you for a moment there. There we go. Guess what? Hey, Eileen, how are you doing?
Hi. Oops, just realized my mic is way over there. Oh, hello.
How
Wow,
are you?
I'm good. The news that you just shared, news to me.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
a little upsetting. Wow. But hi, Greg. Am I?
Hi,
Is something wrong with
I didn't want to mess up Alex.
No, I can hear you, Eileen.
Three-way design. So I just resumed my spot.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I just feel like I was a little stuttering there, but if you say I'm okay,
It's all right on this end. Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Good,
yeah, good. Yeah, so 71 videos,
71
day 71.
Day 71 and 78 videos. So yeah.
Why you always got to be an overachiever?
I like to have a little bit in the bag just in case I have a rough week.
but so you didn't publish all 78 videos?
Yeah, that's what I've published. I'm not actually technically doing a video every day, although I tend to have done a video every day. But it's just kind of a thought. Well, I'll set myself the target of 100 days, and then if I get 100 videos done in 100 days, then I should be a little bit better than when I started out.
So you might start slacking towards the end because you already got.
I may well do. Yeah. We'll see.
Because I know it gets tough. It gets tough to not only come up with topics, but to just keep the momentum and the enthusiasm.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the community. It is a sort of huge motivator and driver. So right, I mean, it's every time we have office hours and somebody's doing something else great, talking about something else, some new tool or something. Yeah, it's awesome. So how's your Amazon going? How many have you done?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify when you mentioned that earlier. The one I did the other day, right after we had that talk with Jim Fuse and Chris Stone.
Yeah.
And also earlier with Christian Karasevich. By the way, I know all of those guys. I mean, I knew all of them before I knew Doc, put it that way.
Right.
I had done it before. I had done it a few times before. And
right.
I'm not all that great with it. Oh, I shouldn't say I'm not all that great. My results have not been all that great as far as Amazon, just in general. I've been an Amazon associate for years.
Right.
And I used to make a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, my money just started drying up. And so when the live came out, I was like so excited. And I started doing some. And then I was like, I'm still not making any money. So, so I kind of just like, okay, it's there. I know how to do it. I've done it like maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And for some reason, those old videos are not there. And I'm not sure why. However, I do know that one video where I talked about a vacuum cleaner, and that vacuum cleaner is not available anymore. So I just assume that's why they took it down. But the other 2 videos that I did, I covered multiple products and things. And one of them, I even talked about the Echo devices.
Yeah.
And it's not there. I don't know why. They didn't. They didn't say anything to me like I did anything wrong or whatever. I just know my videos aren't there. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not that serious. I'll put it that way. But I did have fun. I had fun doing, I got inspired. Like you said, you get inspired
Totally.
from each other, and hearing the tips that they were sharing last week or on the weekend, got me excited. So I was like, let me just do it. Let me just do it. And yeah, because actually during Prime Day, I was ready. I was all ready and it wouldn't
Right.
work.
Oh, no.
And that is one of the problems, the downside of Amazon Live is that it's not as stable
Got you.
as
Right.
what we're used to with
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Nothing compares to YouTube. They can try all these other platforms, including Facebook, because Facebook changes their API every other week.
Yeah. Yeah.
But none of them are as stable as YouTube. And so all the stuff that I had prepared for Prime Day,
hmm
I just said, you know what, I'll just use that stuff. And because I
Make a
had given
YouTube
up.
video about it.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'll just do that. And then I did get another item in that
Yeah.
same day. I got a
Right.
delivery that same day. So I was like, well, I'll just include that in because I was talking about books.
Right.
And so,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was a cool
Yeah.
book storage thing you did of the video on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the storage unit was the one that came in that day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all the books, I had already had them all ready to talk, to talk
Yeah.
about. So.
Uh-huh. How's your week been, Greg? Have you got your...
Busy. A lot of work. Yeah, I'm still training. I also have a show coming up soon. So yeah, I do. I'm an amateur bodybuilder. Well, amongst all of the other things I have to spend my day on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spend about 2 hours a day training as well. So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I need to,
3 weeks away from the show. So that's the hard part now.
I need to get back into my exercise routine. I'm afraid it's been slacking for, about a year and a half, funnily enough, since last March. I've not really been doing much. I used to be out and about all the time and here and there. But
Are you in Bangkok?
No, I'm actually North Thailand. So sort of on the banks of the Mekong River, Nong Khai. So Chiang Mai's a popular place up in the northwest, but I'm sort of northeast. So yeah. Gotcha. But yeah, I used to go down to Bangkok all the time and like for business and work and things like that. So I was always out and about and traveling, and I've been relatively static for the past year and a half. So that's taken its toll on my my
I
fitness.
can't stand Bangkok. Like last time we went to Thailand, I just didn't even. We stayed at the airport hotel and then we left.
Yeah. It's there is some nice sides to it, but it's pretty sort of busy and bustling city. I'm a bit of a country boy at heart, really. So anything to get out of the cities.
Yeah. I have a good friend that lives in Chiang Mai.
Cool.
He used to actually have a restaurant in San Francisco right below my house. And so he's back there half the time now. Yeah.
Cool. And so your Stream Deck you've got, so you sent your old one back and got the new version.
Sent my old one back in on your advice. And then the camera arrived today also. So I'm trying to get it to turn on so we could compare it.
Right. I've heard really good things about it from the reviews that have come out afterwards, but I'd be interested to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I heard good things about the camera too. Not so much about the Stream Deck. I probably didn't watch many of the new Stream Deck reviews.
The new Stream Deck, I don't think it's got any extra functionality as such. It's just that they've really upgraded the sort of the body of it. So whereas the old one had a pretty flimsy sort of kickstand with it, the new one is more like the XL and the mini version, where it's got a more of a built-in molded case. So that's kind of the new.
But does it have USB-C, or is it still USB-A?
Good question.
The device itself is USB-C, but the cable that comes with it is C to A. So you can use the C to C cable if you have extra C ports, I would imagine.
You'd have to buy a cable, is what I'm saying.
I guess you would, yeah. I've never thought about that because I would just use the USB-C to USB 3 or whatever it is, the USB-A. But yeah, it's a shame they don't put that in the box, really, isn't it?
Yeah, considering
that's the way everything's going.
It's not like the M1s just came out. Like they've been out and they knew they were coming out. But this is my problem. Reason why I don't use my Stream Deck is because I bought a Mac Mini.
Yeah.
And I bought an iMac.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not spending any more money on hubs and let me pay these two things off. Well, actually I just paid it off. But like let my wallet breathe.
Yeah.
So, which means I cannot use my Stream Deck on either. Well, I guess I could use it on the Mini, but the Mini doesn't have.
You can use an adapter though.
To be honest with you,
even though they tell you not to use an adapter with the Stream Deck.
I don't use a powered hub or anything. I'm actually my Mac is ancient, so I am actually going to bite the bullet and buy a Mac Mini. But until then, I have got it just plugged into. I
think next month the new ones come out.
Yeah. Is it next month? Is it really?
It's like August or September.
Maybe I'll hold off for another month.
You mean the new iMac?
Here's my recommendation. I just bought a laptop for my co-founder, I bought myself a laptop and I gave it to my co-founder. I bought a refurbished one though off of the Apple Store.
Right.
And it was a great deal because I have the 8 gigabyte Mac Mini, the lowest level. I just didn't want to wait for one, so I just got the whatever one they had in the store. And it was pretty good, but my laptop is an Air 16 gig with 1 terabyte, and it was $400 less because of the refurb. I mean, it's
right,
brand new and it's the same warranty and everything, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you could do a refurb if you want to get like upgraded and then get better features. I'm sure the next ship's not going to be that much faster, by the way. So
yeah, well, that's the thing. To be honest,
here's the thing: the ports may change. That's the big thing that might change.
Yeah. So just quickly, Paul's saying that he uses an A to C adapter on his Stream Deck, and that works. So, but yeah, I use an unpowered hub for just plugging that in and a few other things. An A to C adapter, yeah. But yeah, so I was always holding out for the 16-inch Apple Silicon MacBook Pro because that's what I use at the moment, a MacBook Pro, and the 16-inch because I like to have the bigger screen. Although saying that, it's sat on my desk and not really moved for the past year and a half as well. So I'm not sure that I do need to be as mobile as I used to think. So I was always waiting for the 16-inch MacBook, but yeah, I've just noticed that this is getting extremely slow, and I'm really pushing it to its limit, really, with what I'm trying to do because it's ancient now. So I just thought, well, maybe I'll just bite the bullet and upgrade to the Mini, and then I'm not in so much of a rush for the next one then, whenever it comes out. But yeah, getting a sort of little, just a cheap A to C adapter might be an option.
Yeah, I'm not buying anything. Is what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, I'll be all right without my Stream. And surprisingly, because I'm a big fan of the Stream Deck.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got a bunch. I must have 4 YouTube videos about the Stream Deck. How much I like it. I'm all right. I mean, I'm not having withdrawal or anything.
Right. Well, that's reassuring because I feel like I'd had a hand cut off if I lost mine at this point. But then I use it for a lot of my sort of work stuff as well. But yeah, I feel like I couldn't live without mine.
Yep. So
that is the face cam.
Oh, cool! That's the Elgato face cam. That looks cool.
This is the face cam here. And this, just to compare, is my Sony A6400 with like a proper lens.
Yeah.
So not
that looks pretty.
I mean, I haven't adjusted it yet. So
yeah, I was going to say there's no adjustment. That looks pretty cool, just out of the box.
I haven't even tweaked the Elgato yet, the face cam.
Yeah,
so let's see where we can get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the built-in iMac camera.
Right. Well, that looks pretty good.
I'm not a camera person, and that is sometimes a lot of the conversations that go on about the Sonys and the
Well, I'm using a 10-year-old Canon EOS 60D. So
I was going to say some Canons. But I didn't want to get in trouble.
But mine's ancient, and I'm quite pleased that it's actually working. I don't know, I'm sure my picture quality would be better, but I'm just using what I've got.
As I'm talking, I'm starting to realize that I'm trying to be a minimalist, I guess, when it comes
yeah.
Somewhat of a minimalist when it comes to my streams. I if someone were to give me a camera, I probably would sit down and watch all those old tutorials of Diana's and Doc's and get up to speed on it. But for me to invest in that, especially after I've invested in these 2 computers, I feel like, I've shown that, I'm not afraid to invest in myself. It's just, for me, it's not that serious. Like when I'm watching a video, I'm not, and this just could be my taste. It's just all about your own personal preference. When I'm watching someone's video, because I love to watch tutorials, I will watch live streams. I will sit there for an hour and watch somebody's live stream. I am not thinking, wow, I wish their background was blurry.
Yes, yeah.
That doesn't occur to me. I just want the content. What's Eileen's YouTube channel? Eileen Smith. And you already know how to spell my name, Michael. Thank you very much, my dear. So actually, if you just search for my name, since you know how to spell it, Ileane, search for that in YouTube and you will find me. And there's one other girl who spells her name like me. But she's a pole dancer, so I don't think you'll get us confused. I mean, but she's a professional pole dancer. Hey, don't laugh at my other Eileen now. She teaches classes and everything, and she is amazing. She's from Singapore, by the way. But she took my name. She got in here on YouTube before me.
Before you? You've been on forever, though, haven't you?
I've been on since 2009. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So she got that because she got here before me.
Yeah,
took my name.
2 million views was it recently?
Say that again, Greg.
I said it.
I find it really annoying that channels only have like those weird numbers. Like you don't have like a URL to your channel.
You can change that. If you go into the settings, then if you go into the now where
you
is
have to have 100 subscribers,
followers, right? Yeah, you have how many 100?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So mine now is youtube.com.
Yeah. Once you get to 100, you'll be able to change it. Yeah. I don't know why they give you the numbers at first, though. It seems kind of weird. Like.
Yeah. It's a bit an arbitrary number, really, isn't it? But there you go.
Yeah, I think it's just their legacy system. It was just like that before they came up with giving us the URL, the custom URLs, and so that's just one of the things.
You would have squatters come and steal all the channel names, right? If they didn't have some protection.
They still do that. The squatters, they get those 100 subscribers. They go out there and they do sub for sub, get the 100 subscribers and squat on whatever name they want. And there's actually a lot of people that have multiple channel names. It's just that URL is a little different, But yeah, because sometimes when you search for people's channels, you'll see a bunch of things come up in the list, and it's like, how do I know which one is the right one?
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad that for me, it's just me and my pole dancing friend.
There are a few Alec Johnsons out there as well. So that's part of the reason why I went with a specific name for my channel rather than my own name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, the only thing is the person has to know how to spell yours. Same way they have to know how to spell mine, but...
Yeah, most people spell mine ALEX rather than ALEC.
Right.
So, yeah.
Which is a different name, actually, right?
It is, but no matter, people still always write Alex because it's just a far more common name, I suppose.
Okay, so is that your full name? Because like ALEX is usually short for Alexander, but your name is just Alec, and that's it, right?
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Just want to make sure I know who I'm talking to here. Yeah.
So how have like you found being part of the? I know that you've been there before everybody else, but being part of the like Let's Get Live community, Docs community, and things like that. What are the sort of main standout features of that for you?
I think when I first met Doc, and for some reason I can't remember the first time I saw him. I'm sure it would have been in the eCam group, and at that time he didn't have the LGL group. But once he started the LGL group, and I think he also had come on a few of Diana's streams. And once he started LGL, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely signing up. And then he started doing the classes.
Yep.
And initially he just had them as one-offs. I think that was only like for 2 weeks. Yeah, for like 2 weeks. And then by the third week, he set up the membership. I was like, just give me the membership. I ain't got time to be coming in here every week and paying, $10 or $6, whatever it was. I was like, just give me the thing for the whole year.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. I love the community. Like you said, we're so diverse, and that's one of the things that I really love about it. And it's just so many different levels of experience.
Yeah.
There's people in the group that haven't even gone live yet, or just starting off. And then you've got people that go live every day.
Yeah.
And have thousands of live streams under their belt. So I love it.
I've got to say congratulations to Michael, by the way, on doing his first live stream into the group this week as well. Michael Powell.
He did do it. I missed it. Yeah, I have to come over. And so I guess when I'm in my head, with you got this long to-do list, I feel like, okay, as long as I show up on Saturdays for class, then I can catch up with what everybody's done. And like tonight, I was going to do my own live stream. And I literally was sitting here debating, like, where am I going to go live? Am I going live on Facebook? Am I going live on YouTube? No, I don't. And I was like, let me just watch a YouTube video. So I hit my subscriptions and I saw you. I was like, oh. And I wasn't planning on coming in because this is the first time I ever came in. So I was glad. I was like, oh, good. Because I actually combed my hair.
Oh, cool. I did too. my one hair.
I did too. Greg did too.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm not staying, but I just wanted to pop in and tell you I'm really happy for you
oh, thank
being
you,
so consistent with the content that you're putting out, and it's so helpful.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you find it useful.
Always.
And you're an inspiration. One day I'll hit your 2 million views that you've got on your channel. All right.
Yeah, that kind of snuck up on me. Like,
yeah.
Because I remember when I hit 1 million views, I was like, well, it's million, but it's only 1 million. So you should be 1 million, but when you got 2 million, now you're like millions,
multi-million, yeah,
millions, right? More than 1 million. Yeah. And then somebody thought the other day I had 1 million subscribers. I was like, no, not subscribers, views.
It's quite mind-boggling though to think of that, isn't it? It's quite mind-boggling to think of that. That many people have sat down and watched your content. It's amazing, isn't it?
Did you hear? Did you hear the story about my coworker?
The one. Yeah, the one that. Go on.
She says we were looking for Amazon Echo videos, and I saw you on YouTube, and I told my boyfriend, "Sorry, I know her." Shut up, Echo. I know her. That's my coworker. And she was so excited. I was like, I got fans at work.
Yeah. The next one will
It's
be
so
getting.
funny because most people don't even know that I do
Yeah.
YouTube or any of that stuff. Most of
Well, I haven't told anyone I know, to be honest, because part of the reason for that is I don't want to bring over people to my channel who I haven't sort of found organically, if you like. Because part of this thing is, for me, it's an experiment to see how quickly you can grow a YouTube channel as well. So for some of my like other work stuff, then I want to be able to tell people that I work with how to grow their YouTube channels and things like that at some point in the future. So I wanted to see how this could all be as an experiment. So I haven't posted about it on my personal Facebook page. And I think I've got, I don't know, what, 3,500, 4,000 people that I know on there. So I could just drop a link in there, but I just want all of the followers, or the subscribers rather, to be sort of totally organic. So although my daughter did tell my parents, she phoned my parents up and said, "Did you know your son is a YouTuber?" So,
wait a minute, how old is your daughter?
9.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I got two daughters, and
Daddy.
she is. Yeah, she laughs at my thumbnails, but she is proud of me. Yeah. So yeah, she'll be next, starting her own channel. So that's another thing, really. Part of me is just sort of figuring out how to do it, and then at some point when she wants to do it, I'll be able to help her out as well.
Yeah, it's so weird with the way YouTube does with kids' channels now, and
yeah,
because they had to take away the comments and all that stuff.
Yeah, got to be really careful with those.
That, right?
I didn't actually. I didn't know they'd taken away the comments, but I'm very sort of reluctant to just sort of start letting them do stuff on online in general, to be honest. But
yeah, I don't blame you. Take your time with that, because
definitely,
she could always start off on with TikTok or something else.
To be honest, I'm a bit worried about any platform, to be honest. Never mind.
Yeah, this is true. I get it. I get it.
But she has actually been making her own videos already. She's been doing some little videos for herself, and she's much better at it than me, to be honest. Because kids they're just I don't know, they're just naturals, aren't they? At doing these sorts of things.
They're growing up with this,
Yeah,
We didn't, like when we were, well, you're a lot younger than me, but like when I was growing up, you never, the furthest thing from your mind was actually for you to be behind. You know what I mean? For me to be behind the camera? Like, what? That wasn't even a thing. Like,
Yeah, I suppose she's used to watching like
they got choices. Like, should I do TikTok or should I Snapchat? But 9 is a very tender age. So
she's into Minecraft, and she watched some YouTube videos of people playing Minecraft. So she is used to sort of YouTubers and things like that. So one of the things about YouTube is there's so much on it these days. Like for kids, like when I was growing up as well, we had specific children's television, and it was all, you'd like to think that there was some thought put behind it in terms of the quality of the television being for like child's development, basically. Whereas a lot of the stuff on YouTube for kids these days is just a little bit a little bit mind-numbing, really, but it's exciting for the kids. But I'm not sure the level of development that they're getting from it all the time. But
yeah, it's interesting because you got to look at it from the other point of view too. It's like, yeah, well, who knows? Maybe there'll be a game developer one day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird. It's so different, and I guess it was different like this for our parents as well.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I'm glad my daughter's an adult, but I do have a grandson who is 11 months old. 11 months.
That's lovely.
Old. So I'll be going to out to California for when he turns 1.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Eileen, and lovely to see you as always.
Great, and nice meeting you, Greg. And I will.
I saw you had my friend Joseline on your channel.
Yes, and it was his live stream on Haps, but when Haps the way HAPS works is when you bring in a guest, that guest, they have to have a HAPS account as well. And then they can stream to their channels, to their platforms. So, I was privileged to be on with Jocelyn, with the founders of HAPS.
Nice.
So yeah, it was cool because I had met one of them before, but then I met the other one, and then it was other top creators on there, with Bobby Bicker, who is an artist, like with paint, and then Tim David, who used to be an ice skater, and now he does live streams in New York and Times Square and all that good stuff. But yeah, so HAPS is another platform that I know most of the folks in our Let's Get Live group haven't really explored, except myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love it. So I usually do my streams there on Sunday. So I'll probably be doing one. Unless I do it tomorrow, I'll do my Sunday stream there for sure. But yeah, Greg, thanks. I didn't know. So you've known Jocelyn for a while?
Yeah, here and there. He's been beta testing my new platform as well. So we chat.
What's your platform?
Here and there. It's called Zealous.
Oh yeah, I'm on there. I have a Zealous page.
Well, see, now you met another founder.
Yeah, see, I'm always honored to meet the founders. Yay!
Yeah, Jocelyn's a big advocate of Zealous.
Yeah, in fact, I had heard of Zealous before I knew about Jocelyn having it, and then when I saw his, I was like, all right, I'll sign up.
We'll have to get you to test the new stuff. Alec and I are still plotting our experiment to do the eCam integration. We're going to test it out.
Oh, awesome. All right. So definitely sign me up.
Yeah.
And guess what my Zealous page is? Eileen.
All right. Now I have to go look.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't touched it since I set it up, or maybe I put a couple little tweaks on there, but I need to get some new content on there. But yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of stuff I'm experimenting right now. I actually got myself stuck in a rabbit hole of finding link in bio pages and comparing them. I didn't know there was like a new one every day.
There is. Yeah.
And so now even Buy Me a Coffee has one now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey, actually, Alec, I was going to ask you that. Do you use the HTML the widget for Buy Me a Coffee, or?
I do. I just never normally have it on. I should probably, but yeah, I rarely actually have it. I did. Yeah. Oh, okay. I responded to the message. Do you know the thing with Buy Me a Coffee is if you reply to the message in the app, I feel like it's a little bit. I don't know if it's a little bit.
I think I didn't hear back from you, so they probably didn't even notify me.
Yeah.
Well, so are you replying inside of the mobile app?
In Buy Me. So if I go to my Buy Me a Coffee page, it's there, and my reply is there as well. Let me have a look.
Well, I was just asking, are you doing it on desktop or are you doing it on mobile? That's what my question is.
Oh, I see. On the mobile app, but then it appears when I go and check it on the desktop.
I don't know. I get the feeling that it works better when you do it on desktop.
Right. Well, because there was one I did on mobile the other day, and then it just didn't show up on the desktop either. So, but then on the desktop, I couldn't see exactly where to how to do it on there. There's a few little.
Well, I'll tell you real quick. You just got to make sure you're signed in. I don't know why. Buy Me a Coffee. This is as far as I'm concerned, it's a bug. Right. You have to sign in every time. Every day you have to sign in.
Right.
So you won't see it because you're there. You're looking like Greg sent you some coffees, and then you open that up, but you don't realize you're not logged in, and so that's why you don't see the reply button. So you have to log in. Then you got to go back again and find the link to go back to Greg's comment. Yeah, that they need to fix that. It's very annoying. And then you will see the reply option there.
Right,
Gotcha.
So this is how I get on these rabbit holes, Greg. And so,
I just followed you on
here's
Zealous
one-
also.
Thank you. There's just one more I got to tell you guys about, because I'm also a podcaster, and it's called Podpage, and I have fallen
I've seen
in
those
love.
guys. They do a cool product. Yeah, it's a good product.
Oh, everything that I've asked them for, it was already there, and I was just looking in the wrong place. No, it was already there. I was just like trying to stump the developer now. Oh, what about this? And they were like, oh, yeah, it's there. Well, what about this? Oh, it's right there. I'm like, oh, everything. I lost track. I'm like, everything I wanted is in the app, because you also can have a blog. So my last thing where I tried to stump them, right? Can you hear me? I noticed you changed the layout.
Sorry, yeah. Okay.
That's okay. I don't mind that you changed it. I just, because I'm going on, I wanted to make sure everybody can hear me. And okay, so you see it now where you can reply?
Yeah, so this is the reply I put at the time, and I did this in the mobile app, and it came up.
It doesn't mail me though. Like, I think it's
got
just
you
there.
right. But then there's this one. So yesterday I had this one, and then I replied to that in the app, but it just hasn't even appeared here. And then in here, I can't see how to actually I just want to click and reply, but I am actually logged in. So I'm definitely...
because that's not a comment. That's them becoming a member.
Yeah.
That's okay. So that's what the different deal is with that one.
Yeah,
that
but
person... Go ahead.
So I sent them an email separately because the thing hasn't actually popped up. But yeah, this one, Greg, I just assumed that you would be notified of it, but obviously not. So
yeah, well, it's possible it went to like a spam thing too, though. I didn't actually check, but
okay.
Got you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not actually a comment, and that's why you're not able to reply to that. That person just went and, wrote a bunch of stuff when they signed up for your membership.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, I'm still figuring out Buy Me a Coffee. There's a few little things about it that I haven't quite figured out.
Yeah, that's a little quirk. I think that's a bug that they need to, like, if anything that's posted there, you should be able to reply to. And I saw in the back end that there is now, in fact, they sent us an email when they sent us the email about the new bio link.
Yep.
They also said that there's messaging now, and people have been asking for messaging. So even if you wanted to just message Greg,
got you. Yep.
Just say thank you, it wouldn't appear on the front page, but he would definitely get it then.
Yes, yeah.
He would just get it as a message. But real quick, before I finish about Podpage, because I want to finish up about Podpage before that's okay. You can actually write a blog separate from your podcast. Okay, you can write articles. And I asked today, I was like, well, do we have an RSS feed for the blog? And they were like, yeah, just put feed on the end of your blog. I was like, yay. Because then I could do a whole lot of things with an RSS feed.
Yeah.
You can use automation.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I converted from Radio Public had something called Pod Sites. They didn't have any of the stuff that Podpage has.
Right.
So, and I actually think that they're going to shut down Pod Sites because, well, you probably don't know. If you're not a podcaster, you wouldn't know that Radio Public got acquired by Acast, who are pretty big. And so my thing was, that's why I was like running for the hills. I'm like, oh, they're going to shut down Pod Sites because they don't need it. Because Acast has the advertising and, they've got all kinds of money. And so they don't really need Pod Sites. But whereas Podpage is like, we just want to serve podcasters. We are dedicated to you not needing to worry about WordPress or any of the other platforms, and I have enough WordPress woes in my life. So.
Yeah, I've not used WordPress for years now. I did used to have a couple of sites running on it, but not used it for over 10 years, 12 years now. So I'm sure it's come on a little bit since then, but
We're using Ghost. I'm trying out Ghost for our
I've not heard of that one.
Which is more similar to Medium, right?
Ghost seems a bit more like Medium. It's kind of like blends membership and subscriptions kind of together. So it's kind of like running your own Substack. They position themselves as sort of like a creator platform or for monetization for creators. But it's writing. It's all written content.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I will follow your blog too.
Yeah. Feel free. We should have you on the show sometime. We stream twice a week. We just doubled this week to 2 shows instead of 1.
Oh, cool.
What's the name of it?
It's the Created Economy. Here, I'll put a link in here for everyone.
Oh, that's absolutely my wheelhouse because that's why I'm hanging with Celine because the creator economy is my thing. All right, wait a second. It's funny because Joseline says nobody's been talking about that. I'm like, Joseline, can I show you some old blog posts? I've been talking about this for years. I know you probably haven't heard it because we just got acquainted with each other with Twitter Spaces and all that. I'm writing myself a note, and I'm sitting. I have 2 workstations, as you guys just know, right? This one, I just realized I don't have any sticky notes over here, so. I'm going to have to write on a big, huge piece of paper right on your Zealous page. Oh, yeah, I found some
good idea. What you should come in. You can start streaming on your Zealous page. You can actually stream now to YouTube and Twitch and Facebook from there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Zealous, and then I'm going to write stream. All right, because I'm
hoping we can become like a restream or replacement, I guess, for Ecamm folks. Yeah.
All right, well, don't hang your hat on that. I just want you to know because Ecamm is going to give us multi-streaming.
I hope they do.
Yeah, I just don't want you to spend a lot of time developing something and it's like 5 weeks later, nobody's
is not my target customer, but
okay.
But they are certainly a viable audience.
But would Ecamm be doing that all on your machine though, as opposed to?
I don't know because they didn't. They don't answer any questions about it because
it's not released yet. Yeah,
exactly. We don't know.
My guess is they would do it hosted, Alec, because they already do the interview mode hosted. So
true. Yes, I suppose. Yeah.
Who knows? Because when Ken and Glenn get to working on something, especially when it takes a long time, which is what this is taking, a really long time, they're wizards. So I don't even try to predict. I've done it before. I learned from my mistakes. I'm like, oh, they're probably going to do it like this, or they're probably going to do it like that. No. It don't even be what I think. So I gave up long time ago. I'm like, when you've got a wizard, it's like going to a magic show. You just sit back and watch the magic. Yeah, I mean, you can sit there all day trying to spin up. Oh, they'll probably do it like this. And I think they will do it. But that's just me. I know other people thrive off of that. They was like try to like figure out how are they going to do this?
Yeah.
And me, I'm like, I'm too old for figuring all that stuff out. Y'all figure it out and then let me know and I'll beta test it for you. Because I had a bad experience with Restream.
Oh, did you?
So luckily, yeah. But this was over a year ago, and they have evidently, because there's a lot of happy campers on Restream. But I use StreamYard, so and I'm an advocate for StreamYard. And so, and in fact, I've even got videos over on the StreamYard YouTube channel if y'all care to watch over there. But I still always use my virtual cam on Ecamm. I don't care what I'm on. If I'm on Zoom, I got my virtual cam on Ecamm Live. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
And I never Never used OBS, never downloaded it on my computer. Took one look at other people's tutorials and I was like, nah, I'm not wasting my time with that. That's like the blurry background.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah. I did go down the OBS route for
and that was before I even knew about that Ecamm existed. It was there, but I didn't know about it at first. And when I found out, I was like, see, all that time I would have wasted learning OBS, putting tutorials out there. I just saved myself like months and weeks of wasting time. So now like I said, I learned. I just sit back and watch the magic happen.
Yeah.
But Greg, you're going to tell us how you're going to do multi-streaming.
I already do multi-streaming.
Tell us how your Zealous is going to do it.
You can go use it right now. We're basically building a StreamYard replacement. I'm a StreamYard. I use StreamYard, twice a week right now, but I'm going to switch off of StreamYard soon.
Why would you replace StreamYard? There's a perfectly fine company.
Well,
I mean, are you going to be cheaper? Like, what are you going to do different? Are you going to be cheaper? Or you?
The main thing is we help you make money while streaming, as opposed to just providing the tools.
Now that's Haps. That sounds like Haps. Have you met Haps?
I've seen Haps. I'm not interested in Haps either because I don't want to build a social network.
Okay. Interesting. All right, I'll just sit back and watch the magic, Greg.
You'll see. You should tune in. We do our show once a week on Zealous now, the after show. So
you're gonna have me on the show. I'm fine with that.
Definitely come on. We're already booked up through September 1st now.
Awesome. Because I'll be going away next month.
It's been nuts. Well, our space has a lot of things going on in it, so there's a lot to talk about every week.
So what's the URL for your Zealous? It's just zealous.com and I'll find you there.
Zealous.app is the official site for Zealous. Yeah. Actually, if you haven't seen that, there's some updates there.
I'm running out of space on my sticky note, but I got room for that.
I had a question for you, Alec. Did you watch, did you see Tom and Heather's video about community this week?
I didn't see their one. No, it's one of the ones for me to go back to watch. I've not seemed to have had much time to watch stuff this week. But
is it on your YouTube channel?
I got through like half of it. Sorry, would you say, Eileen?
Is it on your YouTube channel? Do you guys have YouTube?
Who, us or?
Oh, well, who were you talking about just now when you said
I was talking about Tom Buck and his wife have a couple stream a show.
Okay.
And they talked about community platforms as well this week, and just the value of the community. So could be a good listen.
Yeah, definitely. I always catch up with theirs stuff, even if I hadn't watched it at the time.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you're like part of the LGL group. You say bye for like half an hour. Like, bye.
I had a question for you. Actually, I noticed people streaming into the LGL group?
Yeah. So
they encourage that.
Yeah. If you've got some people like Rich Graham, for example, he'll just stream like every week before his live the next day, where he records his podcast live. He'll just go live into the LGL group to sort of test all his scenes out and things like that, and people jump on and tell him how it's going. So yeah, and like Michael, he did his first live stream this week into the group.
I saw Michael's,
and that's because it's like it's the sort of little private group, but there's enough of us in there that we can give each other.
I wasn't sure. Like I was like, how come people are streaming into here? And I was like trying to understand like what's going on here.
All right, but here's the warning. You will not see people's names when they comment.
Yeah, you have to be a group.
Or maybe you will, only because Facebook, as I mentioned earlier, has like one of the worst APIs, and you're not supposed to. Only admins are supposed to. Mm-hmm. However, randomly, sometimes you will see some, and sometimes you won't. So you're not supposed to see any names. Mm-hmm. So you might want to have a device, or you just ask whoever left the comment, well, who is that? Because sometimes people will know that you can't see the name, and sometimes they don't, and like I said, Facebook is inconsistent. So,
Yeah.
why you saw my name last week? How come you don't see my name now? Because Facebook. Hello. But anyway, so that can throw you off, especially when you're in a group with friends, and then you see all these comments come up as Facebook user, and you're like, you get distracted about what you're trying to stream about because you're trying to figure out who is that saying hi to me. I don't even know who Facebook user is, So I just that's the only caveat that you have to worry about with streaming into that group. Other than that, it's all good.
Have you ever been to Doc's office hours, Greg?
No, I didn't even know what that is.
Right. So if you go to buymeacoffee.com/DocRock, and then every Saturday US time in the evening, I forget the time, it's 4 a.m. for me, so it'll be 5 Eastern time in the US on a Saturday. And there's usually at least 25 of us in there, but the week before last there was like 36. Yes, just talking, everyone's doing their own thing with streaming or with YouTube and things like that. And then it's Doc's group, obviously, but the power is in the people that are in there as well, because everyone's got their own sort of specialties, their own skills and things like that. And sometimes we might just focus on, like, one person might have some issue with, I don't know, lighting or something like that. So we're focused on that. Other times it's Doc's got some idea about some new feature or something like that he wants to talk, and we all just jump into it. So it's great. But I mean, what is it? $10 a month is the, you can give more than that obviously, but it's $10 a month. And when I started, I was thinking this was going to be like, a 1 hour Zoom call or something like that, but they usually go on for like 2 or 3 hours. So,
and it's a Zoom.
It's a Zoom every week. Yeah. It's just unbelievable, the value in it, and the people in the group as well.
So yeah. All right. This is my last time I'm going to say bye. Bye, you guys. And I definitely will follow up with you, Greg, and Alec. I'll see you in class.
See you in class, Eileen. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. Whoops! Oh, I've got you on the wrong person now. Let me assign you to this. There we go. That's better.
So I wonder where my lag is coming from. Why is that lag?
I'm not sure. I wondered if it was on my end last time, because obviously you're sort of coming into mine and then I'm streaming it out again. But then on the other hand, it's not with Eileen, so I'm not really sure. Why that would be.
I wonder if but the way that the way I'm coming out here, is you're pulling me in to your stream or to your system, right?
Yeah,
and then you push it back out.
I think so,
from eCam, right?
Yeah, because it's obviously I've got to be able to do the, putting it into scenes and things like that. So as far as I'm aware, the processing is on my
That's
my
weird.
end. But
I wonder if I'm just sending more bandwidth down from this camera. Like if it's greedy, and it'll just try to take as much data as it can.
Right. Now, Paul's saying that he's seen you out of sync on other channels as well.
I think in other places too. What the heck? Maybe Paul is dragging down my bandwidth.
That's what it is. It's Paul. Paul's the one. It's Paul's fault. Paul's saying,
I'm fine. That's weird.
No, you're fine. Right. That is weird. I'm not ruling out the fact that it's something on my end, because as I say, I'm running on a pretty ancient machine, really. So we'll see if it improves when I upgrade.
I don't have any lag, obviously, here, and like when I see myself here, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think there's some fairly senior chaps here. You have to be a little more clear.
So how did you find out about the LGL group then, that Facebook group?
So my friend James Hicks.
So
James and I are very old friends. I met him, it could be like 8 or 9 years ago. In person. Actually, like I was speaking at a WordPress conference.
Wow.
In Arizona. Yeah. And James was actually there doing some media and video blogging for the event.
Right.
So that's when I met James for the first time. Yeah. Paul says he's way more senior than both of us. Okay. But you look so young in that cartoon.
Yes. He does.
Yeah. So James was like, "Oh man, you got to get in this group." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll try it out." And I like it. It's a lot of fun. And I see, what, to your point about the community, I think it's like I've probably been tuned into 3 or 4 streams today, and it's all people in the community. So right, like so you're sort of roving. Like I saw your post this morning, and I'm like, okay, I'll get home in time to pop in and say hi.
Yeah. Well, you're a regular, so
I'm a regular. I have my own scene now.
Yeah, that's right. I'll work on the actual title overlay next time. Yeah, it's funny because there are all these sort of like distinct little communities in a way. There's like Doc's community. Diana's got her sort of group as well, and all these other people have got them, but it's all kind of one as well. So we're all in each other's streams and things like that. And it's always this, like you say, it's the same faces.
I do think the thing that like the 4 of us that you mentioned there share is, so like James makes like content that's not stream. Like we're kind of meta because we talk about streaming, right?
Yeah, streaming about streaming.
We're constantly talking about like the business of streaming and how to stream and stuff like that. And it's interesting mix because a lot of the people in there aren't talking about streaming. Like they're talking about like their own topics, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing about Doc's office hours is, as I say, it's really diverse. I mean, you got Carly doing her things about yoga. There's Glenda who does like crafting with those Cricut machines for making crafts and things like that.
I heard him mention that today. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, it's like it looks a bit like a desktop printer, I suppose.
I've seen the machine. I didn't know who he was talking about, but now you mentioned the name. Now I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
And then there's like Scott who does stained glass craft cutting and things like that. So it's just everyone's doing like these really really interesting and unique things, and then the sort of reason they're in the group is to find out how to do that online. So it's just a really really great group of people. But it does sort of it was like a totally unexpected and then Paul Duncan, and then there's the whistle lady, so who can't be here, that's Keely, and that's her logo is a big red whistle, so Doc called her the Canadian whistle lady. She's busy covering the so she covers you met her last week. She covers the hockey, so she's busy for the next 2 weeks with the Olympics. But she said so it's like when I planned to do my YouTube channel, and as I say, I'd sort of signed up to do Doc's office hours the day after my first stream, my first video to YouTube, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. I was thinking I was just going to be making these videos, and I had no idea of the sort of back-end community that was there, sort of waiting on the other side of that thing. And it's just it's been a huge sort of motivator. I wonder how I would have got on like without that supportive community that's there, kind of constantly motivating you, and all the things that you learn in office hours. I always come away with like a notebook full of notes after the office hours. It's
good. That's good. Yeah, I do find the community very supportive and very small. Actually, I mean, fairly tight knit, not necessarily small, but I'd followed a bunch of these folks before knowing any of them or meeting or chatting with them. Just because I've been live streaming like on and off for 2 years.
Right.
But not with any regularity or necessarily any specific purpose. And so like I'd followed live streaming pros and, and Tom and a bunch of these other folks just cause I was interested in the topic. Right.
Me too. Yeah.
So that was just fun to like know them a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah. That was the thing for me as well. When I started, doing this and getting onto that side of the community, you think like, oh, this guy's here or she's here or he's here, or, it's like, it's pretty funny.
Well, it's fun. It's fun when you like meet someone who you've been learning from, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever come to the States?
I haven't. No. The only time I went there was about 20 years ago. So no, I haven't been there. Oh wow, for ages. Yeah, that was a. There's a story about that. That was a. It was going to be like a bit of a road trip. So San Francisco, then drove to Vegas, and then to LA, and then back up to San Francisco. And me and my friend arrived with a map of the US, and we're like, right, we're going from there to there. It was a bit further. Everything was a bit further away than we imagined.
Yeah. LA to SF is actually a much longer ride than you. Oh, actually, well, SF to Vegas is a very long ride.
Oh, tell me about it. So yeah, we set off from. This is just. I'm sure these people laughed at us, but we set off from San Francisco. Like we were going to cross. I forget the mountain range now. We're going to go across there and then like sort of to Reno and then down to Vegas. Yeah. But we stopped to ask directions like 3 hours out of San Francisco, and it was late at night, and walked into some sort of roadside bar or something like that, and there's this sort of pasty English guy walks up. Hello, is this the right way to Vegas? And they just burst out laughing. Like, yeah, what kind of car you've got? You might need something a bit quicker. And then the other thing was the drive down from Reno. We were in a convertible, and I wasn't wearing a hat. And I don't know if you can tell from my complexion, but I tend to burn easily. And so I wasn't wearing a hat. And I arrived at Vegas, and like my head was just bright red. And, and I went into the hotel where we were staying in Vegas, and they'd got like a little shop there. So I went to go and buy a hat, and I put the hat down on the counter, and the guy just looked down at the hat, looked at my head, and said, "It's a bit late for that." So but it was good. It's good fun.
That's super interesting. I lived in San Francisco for 10 years before we moved here to Denver. So we drove, actually, when we moved here, we drove from SF, and, but we drove through Vegas also. And it's a good long ride. We went south instead of going north through like Tahoe side. So it was a little shorter, I guess, but still a long ride. Yeah. Good fun. My guess is I'll probably end up getting to meet a bunch of them at VidCon this year as well. Yeah.
And are you going to the People of Video?
I'm still debating if I should or shouldn't. It's in Albany, which is kind of an odd location. It's like upstate New York, which is
right.
I'm not sure how convenient it'll be for me to fly from here to there. So like if it's like a connecting flight or any of this nonsense, like I'm automatically not interested in like doing it.
Right.
But yeah, also that month I think we have VidCon. So I'm probably just gonna save up for our VidCon trip instead.
Right. Where's VidCon?
It's in Anaheim near Disneyland.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, next 2 weeks from now, I have Jim Louderback, the GM of VidCon, coming on our show.
Cool.
To talk about VidCon and what's going on with the conference.
Yeah.
Gonna be fun.
How about have you seen the Leap Into Live? In fact, I think I've seen that you've signed up. In fact, the Leap Into Live streaming.
Is that Ecamm, the 30 days?
It's 7 days. Let me get it up.
I forgot. There's a couple of these.
I
know so Lori is having a. Oh, this is the Ecamm one, right?
Ecamm Live one, yeah.
I signed up for that.
Yeah, like $20 for 5 days of all these great people.
Great.
It's
awesome.
Yeah, leapinto.live is the URL for that one. Really looking forward to that. That's going to be. Yeah,
because I follow so many of those folks. I was like,
me too. Yeah.
I need to actually subscribe to Ecamm, I guess. My trial expired.
Oh, right. Yeah. Definitely do that. It's
it is this funny thing of like, I've watched so many videos on how to set up Ecamm, but like then you actually go do it and you're like, oh man, this is a lot harder than when you're watching someone who knows what they're doing do it.
Right. But it's you can sort of get, you don't have to have all the sort of the flashy graphics and things like that straight off the bat.
No. Yeah, it's easy. It's very easy to use. But it's when you're trying to. Yeah, definitely, Paul. That's why I'm probably gonna do it. I'll probably just do the year subscription. Yeah, because I have a few more days left to get in on that. I don't think I need interview mode though. So there's two plans, right? There's like so
the pro plan is it's interview mode, but you also get to use it as a virtual camera. So you don't get the virtual.
You don't get the virtual cam in the regular one. Damn.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's the other. That's the other. I mean, that's why I got the pro actually originally, was because I could use it in Zoom. I'm not sure what the other differences are, but yeah, that was the big one for me.
Interesting. Okay, so I guess I'm going to get that one.
So what do you use at the moment then? Do you just have for your like shows?
I just go
like
straight in. I stream using StreamYard.
Right.
Largely because all of my shows are interview shows, kind of like what you have here.
Yeah.
I have a co-host, my best friend, but he's in Seattle, and so we're never in the same place anyway. So we're always dialed in.
Right.
And then soon Zealous will replace my use of StreamYard, which I already paid $50 a month for StreamYard, right? So, but I'll be able to get rid of that at least. And then my thought is to use Ecamm though locally. Now that I have by the way, my face cam does not work. Like I can't get it to. It turns on, but I can't get the software to load. So maybe I have to reboot my computer or something. But I think I want Ecamm now that I'll have like 2 camera setup and some other things like that. And that makes more sense. Because it's very hard to do that in StreamYard. You have to get into the little toggles and switch it if you want to try to do anything fast. Paul, the reason I don't need interview mode is that Zealous's interview mode is way better than Ecamm's. It's not quite as flexible, but it also supports 15 people instead of 4. So that's why I'm not worried about interview mode per se. But I could technically have it dial Ken in, and then we could push out as well. So yeah, I don't anticipate using it, but I could use it. One of these days, I'll have to show you Zealous soon, Alec, and you'll see.
Yeah, well, this week I've just seemed to have been. I don't quite know what I've been doing, but I've been not seem to have had that much time. So I've been busy with other work stuff, and then my mornings have got that late night 10 o'clock that threw me out on Monday. So my whole week off.
That happened Wednesday. Same thing. I had a late night. I had a in-person event that I hosted, and we had 150 people at it. I got back late, and then basically Thursday was trashed.
Yeah.
I was just useless.
So, but I'll definitely get onto checking Zealous out next week, though.
We can set up a trial, a demo to show you some of the capabilities. But
that'd be cool.
Yeah, we did get the multi-streaming in. Technically, it's in there now, and so I haven't actually multi-streamed yet with it either. But we divided our show up into 2 because we had too much content. So we're all right, we're not servicing everyone the best. But there's some interesting challenges for live streamers in the YouTube universe. You post real videos, so you aren't going to suffer from the same sort of problems. But YouTube, it's very hard to get live watch hours and stuff on live. Right. Compared to sort of normal videos that are posted, because they treat them differently.
I've always wondered that. Yeah, I know. But I sort of see that myself in terms of if I'm looking for stuff sometimes, if I see that somebody's done something live, I make the assumption that it's going to have a different vibe to somebody who's just posted a video. Like some people record their tutorials or things like that live, whereas that, I don't know, I sort of view those differently myself as well. I do go back and obviously watch live streams that have happened because it's of people in the community. But so has something changed in YouTube then in that sense, or is it just that?
I think it's just that I think it's less that it's changed. It's just that all the monetization tools and all of the thresholds that exist. I think you need 4,000 hours watched in YouTube in a 12-month window.
Oh, of course, yeah. Right? That's the monetization side, yeah.
And that's very hard to get. I don't care about that per se, but if you are trying to be a live streamer on YouTube,
I see what you're saying.
It could be almost impossible. I think Harris.
I watched the video that you posted in the group.
Right?
Yeah. That was interesting.
And it's crazy because he's it'll take you forever to get there because they don't count it the same way. Right.
Yeah.
So there's some challenges that I think, for creators, I think ultimately that are trying, if they want to do more live or be live as their primary format, there's some disadvantages.
Yeah. He did mention in there that you should probably be also posting sort of regular videos as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, that was...
I haven't figured out what to post a regular video about, though.
Right. Yeah, that's... Yeah, if you're doing lives, it's hard, isn't it?
Well, it's weird because it's easy and hard, right? Like there's an orchestration kind of different skill set in being a live streamer.
Totally, yeah.
But also you don't have to pre-plan necessarily as much, right? Like if you have a good community or you're bringing in guests, you can sort of wing it.
Yeah.
You know, to some degree, right? Depends on how professional you want to be. But if you're doing a video, you've got to make at least an outline, and you got to like follow some steps and record.
Yeah, it's got to have ostensibly have a sort of topic to it. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest,
and you haven't tried Descript at all, have you?
I've got Descript, and I need to start using it because I've actually got it. And the idea for that was originally I got Descript for it was I'm supposed to be making a podcast, but I still haven't. So I should include that in my update. I still haven't made another episode. So I'm still only at 3 episodes. And that was supposed to be all about my sort of the process of growing the channel. So I've got to get back into doing that. But I'm going to start doing it in Ecamm Live and maybe just actually do it
as audio or as video?
As audio. But I figured if I actually just record it live into my Facebook page, because I don't want to put it on the channel itself, my YouTube channel, because it's actually... It's about growing a YouTube channel. So whereas
you can make it unlisted on your YouTube.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah, I could do that. But with Ecamm Live, you can actually have it so that it saves the audio tracks separately as well. So and it's really good actually because it strips out the the music and things like that, the different tracks as well. So
that's nice.
So the way I was doing it before was I was recording it, and the idea was I'd drop it into Descript, and then whereas I don't do any editing on my videos, usually more or less, in the audio, I thought I'd just take out like the ums and ers and stuff like that. So that's what I was.
And it does that automatic, right?
Yeah. But also what it can do is you can sort of like cut little bits out of it and make micro content and stuff like that. So I thought, well, I might start doing some of that as well.
Oh, so you can like this is a good quote and convert that into something.
Yeah, and it actually makes these little things called audiograms where it like puts the text
Descript does that by itself?
Yeah. And
that's cool because there was another service called Audiogram that did that, and I thought they were awesome.
Right. Well, this you can do it all sort of inside there. The other thing about Descript is one thing I haven't been doing is uploading my own captions for YouTube. Whereas with Descript, if you just drop the YouTube video in there, it'll export the SRT file for the captions, and then you can upload that to YouTube. And YouTube apparently gives you a bit more of the special YouTube juice if you've actually uploaded your own captions. So that's something that I've got to do, and so I plan to sort of go back and do that. But have you looked at Jarvis as well, which was previously Conversion.ai? And that is
because I use Otter currently, and the transcription is not good.
Yeah,
I was like very amazed by Otter, and I subscribed and everything, and it's it's good. I used to use Rev.com ages ago for my old live streams, but it was like $1 a minute, right? So it was very expensive, very quickly.
Yeah. Well, but Jarvis is actually
like the right.
Descript.
What's it called? Jarvis?
Jarvis.ai. That's something different, but that's actually, it will write content for you. So if you've got a blog or something like that, but it's seriously, you think like, oh, that's, let me see what that's going to do. It is amazing. It is unbelievable what you can do with it. And like, if you want to write, like sales copy or things like that, you can put in what the product is, what your main selling feature is, and then the sort of tone that you want for it, whether you want like a positive tone, a different sort of way, the tone of the language that you're using, and it will just pump out like a thing, here's the problem, here's the solution, here's the, the tagline and stuff like that. Honestly, it is mind blowing. We had in our office hours last week, we had, the whole thing. Yeah. So it wrote a sermon on Saturday. So in our office hours last Saturday, there's a pastor that's in our group that is he's in the group for that, learning how to live stream his services and things like that. Mm-hmm. And so as an example, Doc just said, right, well, what do you want to write a text on? And it was like, right, a sermon on whichever verse it was and things like that. And it just pumped out like this whole thing that's totally artificial. But what it's doing as well is they did one for Carly, who's doing yoga classes. If you were going to market a yoga class or wanted to promote it, then what are the sort of the feature, the sort of classic format of here's the problem, here's the features, and here's the benefit sort of thing. So they said, right, well, what do you want to do? So she said, well, let's say yoga for lower back pain, and then click the button, and it pumped out these things like, if you are, X, Y, and Z, then one of the things you need to consider is, about how to look after your back and things like this. And these are the different poses that would work well for that. And it's like, it literally, and she was just like, I can't believe it. It actually knows like all about yoga, because basically it's just scraping everything that's going on online to
Is it
understand.
scraping, or is this, do you know if it's GPT-3?
I don't know what that is. It's not scraping in terms of, it's not like taking other people's text, but what it is it's kind of learning from all the content, like what the current trends are and things like that. And so it's kind of learning in that respect.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. So that is something that is another one of these things that I always keep learning about these things and think, I've got to learn about that. But using that with Descript is like a really good pairing, because you can take your own content that you've done, say, like on your YouTube channel,
like cool quotes and good ideas out of it.
Yeah, and then take that and drop that into Jarvis, and then have Jarvis generate like some blog posts that are based on your words and your ideas and themes and things like that. But then it could generate the blog posts that you're going to have as like accompanying it. It's just, it's one of those ones that's like, I mean, I was a bit mind blown by Descript. Have you seen the feature where it can actually add in your own voice as well? So with Descript,
yeah, that is super creepy.
It is a bit creepy, isn't it? But like, if you want to, for anyone who doesn't know, if you want to sort of add in a bit of extra text that you forgot to say in your show, you go through a sort of voice learning process, and then you just type in what you want it to say, and it says it in your voice like unbelievably accurately. Yeah. So that was a bit mind blowing. But Jarvis was the same sort of thing for sort of written text. It was just mind blown. But I haven't actually signed up for that one yet. But it's one of those ones that I want to sort of add into the rotation.
Yeah, there's another service. I don't think it's as functional as this, but it's called Copy.ai, I think it is, and it's a similar concept it's more for marketing and writing.
Yeah. Well, this is good for. I mean, I'm thinking of using this in some of our other businesses as well for exactly that, copywriting and sales copy and stuff like that.
Super cool. Yeah. Wow. Not cheap, but I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's like the Jarvis one is, there is a free plan not a free plan. There's a low cost plan where you get, I think, 20,000 words, which it says is, more for short form content or like little tweets and things like that. And then it's $100, I think $110 for the sort of pro version. And then there's an extra one, which is an extra $10, which they call boss mode or something like that. And with
I just saw that.
So that one, the interface of it is you just type in it. So you could say, write me a sermon about John chapter whatever, which is what Doc did at the weekend. And you literally just type in what you want it to do, and then it just goes and does it. Whereas the sort of the other levels, you've got sort of different like recipes, if you like. So you just say, I want to write a YouTube description, or I want to write a sales copy, or whatever it is. But it's pretty pretty cool. Awesome. Mm-hmm.
The future, huh?
Yeah, the future where nobody's actually writing their own stuff. We just need it so it can actually make your videos for you next as well. Videos.ai, where
you could deep fake yourself, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's already getting there. It's not far off, is it? That.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, pretty scary stuff in a way.
Absolutely. Well, Alex, it's been great chatting, by the way. Always, as usual. It's time for me to pick my boy up now from
cool.
camp.
Well, thank you for the coffees, by the way. I'm sorry you didn't get the message.
Oh, no. I knew I see you, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was funny. Like, I think I'd sent them to you after I'd watched one of your videos. I forgot which one it was. Or maybe it was your first live stream. And we were just chatting in the chat, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the hard work you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'll definitely be getting on to Zealous this week.
Let me know whenever you need a hand syncing it up, and we'll give it a try. But you feel free, I don't know if you're ever awake when my show's on, but feel free to pop in as well.
What time is yours on?
So we do 2 shows. We do Wednesday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'm GMT, I think -6.
Right.
And so almost like this time, actually an hour earlier. We're still going usually at this time on Wednesdays.
Oh, right. Cool.
Yeah, we do 3 to 5. And then on Friday, we do it in the morning. So it's at 8 a.m. Pacific or 9 a.m. Mountain time. So we do a news show now on Fridays, and we do like an interview show on Wednesday. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So
yeah,
I'm sure you'll
love to at some point. Yeah.
Well, we run it interactive. So our whole show, the whole model is actually like audience involvement. So like we bring people up on stage. We have people from Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces like piping in via audio. So yeah, our whole thing is meant to be very interactive with our audience.
Cool. Well, I'll definitely catch.
Yeah, we'll get you on one day too to talk about when you finish your experiment. We'll get you in September to come on and chat as a creator.
Yeah, cool. That'd be lovely. Nice one.
All right, Alec. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you.
Yeah, you too. Nice one. Thanks a lot, Greg.
Well. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Cool stuff. Right. Well, I think that is nearly me wrapped up as well. And yeah, thank you everybody for coming along to chat, and great to see familiar faces in the stream as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a change from my first one, and I think I caught your comment earlier, Paul. I certainly have come on a little bit since my first one. And I've come on in the fact that there were actually no people watching for the first couple. So it's always nice when you feel like you are actually speaking to people and speaking to familiar faces, which again is this thing about the community really, that you're not sort of making videos and things like that for anonymous people to watch. It's that you sort of feel like you're actually speaking to people. And often when I make these videos, there's people that I've got in mind for them as well that I know that are there's a couple of people at least I know are sort of waiting for them, and sort of about specific things that they've had or specific issues that they've got or things like that. So that's probably a good point to say. If anybody's got anything in particular in any of my other videos that isn't clear, or if there's anything that they'd like to see me make a video on, then I'm always open to suggestions. I do have quite a long list still. I'm definitely not going to run out 100 videos, but I might just keep on going actually and do 365 in a year. We'll see. I can certainly waffle on about enough tech stuff to do that. So perhaps that's what I'll do. But thank you again, everybody, for coming along. And I know that I'll see most of the people that are watching, certainly from the people that are in the comments. I'll see most of you at office hours, and hopefully Greg can join in with office hours as well. It's just such a wonderful group of people. You're all amazing. So with that, I should go to my outro screen. My Stream Deck, by the way, speaking of Stream Decks, has been playing up a little bit. It's been a naughty boy. So I need to sort it out. It keeps dropping out of my profile, but I think that may come back to I might have answered my own question actually, that I'm not using it in a powered hub. So perhaps that is the thing. Once again, Michael, congratulations on your first live stream into the group. It was really great, and you've done an awesome job. So, Michael, you're having the issue with your Stream Deck as well, are you? Well, we'll have to get to the bottom of this, won't we? I'm thinking it's from what I was going to do is hold off bad mouthing my Stream Deck until I upgrade my computer and see how it works with that. I have actually got a powered dock on the way as well, because I'm going to need that. So. We'll see if that solves the problem. I hope you get your computer woes sorted out as well, Paul, with your Mac Mini, and get it all up and running again. It's never nice when these things go wrong. Computers are amazing, aren't they, until we have issues with them. And so you're having the same issue. Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and put a little comment somewhere or a question and find out if there is anybody else having these issues as well. I think it will too, Paul. Yes, the powered hub. Yeah, I'm probably expecting a bit too much for it. And in fact, I've got quite a few things. It's probably my fault with my one, as most things are. And I did notice actually that when Eileen dropped out, Greg's lag disappeared. So I think it might be on my end that Greg joined after Eileen, and then when she dropped out, then his lag issue sort of resolved. So as with most things, it's usually my fault. It's usually a problem with my hardware or whatever. But anyway, enough of that now, and I will just go and find my my end screen because it is somewhere here. I'd like to put it up. So thank you once again, and I look forward to seeing you all in class tomorrow. Cheers. Bye bye. And it didn't come up. Oh, there we go. Oh dear, technology, eh? Can't live with it. Can't live without it. Bye guys.